Is this real or staged? And why would a police station stage a ghost apparition?
Welcome, brave souls. Ready for a wild ride into the unknown? We've got something spooktacular for you today. The top 10 terrifying paranormal police encounters. Grab your snacks and get cozy, because these stories will give you goosebumps. Ever wondered what happens when the paranormal meets law enforcement? Well, buckle up and let's explore the unsettling world of cops facing the supernatural. The police station, once a safe and familiar place, changed into something strange at night. The cameras caught a ghostly figure that scared the officers. This ghost left behind a cold trail, surprising even the trained guards. The officers, who were used to dealing with real-life dangers, couldn't find words to speak in the face of this mysterious and supernatural enigma. As the night went on, the ghostly presence moved through the police station like it was dancing in a way that mixed the living and the afterlife. Each time the officers encountered this ghost, it left a lasting impression on their souls, making them confront something they couldn't fully understand. In the quiet hallways, unsettling laughter echoed, creating a nervous feeling for anyone watching. The officers, armed only with cameras, went on a spooky adventure into unknown territory. They captured strange encounters that didn't make rational sense. Shadows moved strangely, hosting a ghostly silhouette that glided through the precinct with an unsettling grace that seemed almost magical. Every little sound echoed, reminding everyone that sometimes things we can't see are scarier than anything our minds can imagine. As the night continued, more ghostly encounters happened, sending shivers down the spines of those who dared to watch. The air in the once familiar police station felt heavier, and the officers became more aware of something beyond their understanding. In this strange ballet between the known and the mysterious, the officers remained determined to find the truth. They collected evidence that challenged what everyone thought was real. The ghostly encounters in the police station served as a chilling reminder that some things are beyond our understanding, lingering in the unknown and haunting those who dare to explore the abyss. In the dead of the night, Officer Malik cruised through Azusa, California, his patrol car slicing the quiet darkness. It was close to 4 in the morning when something strange pulled at his attention. A lone woman, cloaked in the shadows, stood in the road near a crackling fire. Her presence sent chills down Malik's spine. The woman, mysterious and unsettling, stood motionless, her hands reaching toward the sky. The fire danced wildly, casting twisted shadows that seemed alive with a strange energy. Was this witchcraft or something even more bone-chilling? Malik's heart raced, the air thickened with an unknown dread, and a sense of wrongness pervaded the scene. The woman's silent stance exuded a haunting power that froze him in his tracks. With each passing second, the night seemed to grow darker, as if the very fabric of reality had twisted around this surreal spectacle. Whispers, like icy tendrils, cut through the air, assaulting Malik's senses and plunging him into a primal fear. The woman's gaze pierced through the gloom, locking onto Malik with an inhuman intensity. A shiver ran down his spine, and every instinct urged him to flee from this unearthly presence. Heart pounding, Malik rushed back to his car, adrenaline surging through his veins. He sped away from the unnerving sight. The image of the woman and her chilling ritual seared into his mind, a haunting reminder of the inexplicable terrors that lurked in the dark corners of Azusa, California. In Gray, Indiana, the Demon House stood as a chilling testament to true terror. A family, haunted by unexplainable horrors, watched helplessly as their children fell prey to sinister forces dwelling within their home. The very walls of this house seemed to breathe wickedness, casting a shadow over their lives. The mother and grandmother trembled in fear as they witnessed their children succumb to the clutches of dark entities. The kids, innocent yet afflicted, were allegedly forced by unseen hands to perform nightmarish feats. They walked up walls in a chilling reverse, defying gravity, and hovered unnaturally in midair, manipulated by forces beyond comprehension. The haunting escalated when unexplained footprints materialized throughout the house, a ghastly testament to the sinister presence within. The terrifying climax arrived when a photograph captured a figure standing in the window of the home's porch, yet the authorities confirmed no one was inside at the time. Alarmed by the inexplicable occurrences, local police were summoned. They arrived only to confront a situation far beyond their understanding. The Department of Child Services intervened, accompanied by a registered nurse, both unprepared for the horrors they were about to witness. In a spine-chilling turn of events, the case manager and nurse bore witness to a 9-year-old boy defying the laws of nature. He traversed backward up the wall to the ceiling, then descended, landing on his feet with a haunting smirk etched upon his face. The house became a battleground between the earthly and the ethereal. Psychics delved into its dark depths, uncovering a chilling revelation. Over 200 malevolent entities plagued the premises, a horrifying army of demons wielding terror upon the innocent. The demon house of Gray, Indiana, echoed with the screams of innocent souls tormented by an unfathomable evil, a haunting that defied all logic and plunged a family into a nightmarish abyss. In Peggy Hodgson's home, things got really scary. It started when her daughter noticed strange things, and soon the whole family was caught up in a battle against something they couldn't see. One night, Peggy was woken up by a powerful force shaking her son's bed, and she realized something was very wrong. The next evening, there was a loud crash from the children's room. Peggy rushed there and saw furniture moving like it had a mind of its own. Despite their efforts, they couldn't stop it. Strange knocking sounds echoed through the house, signaling the presence of something not from this world. Then, Peggy's daughter did something unimaginable. She floated above her bed, defying gravity. Terrified, Peggy called for help, and even the police got involved. Officer Carolyn Heaps saw things that didn't make sense, like a chair floating in the air without any reason. The investigators confirmed these strange occurrences. The Hodgson home became a battleground between what we know and what we can't explain, a place where reality seemed to break. Peggy and her family were stuck in a nightmare, tormented by forces they couldn't understand. The once peaceful home turned into a theater of horrors, where the rules of the normal world didn't apply. As you dive into this tale, be ready for a chilling story that might linger in your thoughts for days. The Hodgsons faced something beyond our understanding, and their ordeal is a spine-tingling journey into the unknown. In a small town, dispatcher Dalton found himself amid an inexplicable and bone-chilling situation. Twice a week, calls for help pierced the silence from a seemingly empty house. The voice on the other end, faint and elderly, echoed with pleas for assistance, shrouded in a haunting sense of urgency. The caller, sounding like an elderly woman plagued by dementia, struggled to convey her distress, repeating, "Please help, please help," amidst coughs that punctuated the air. Yet, despite efforts to engage, she remained unresponsive, lost in an unsettling silence that gripped the dispatcher's heart with an icy fear. Concerned, the shift sergeant delved into the house's history, uncovering a bone-chilling revelation. The property, believed to be vacant, was once home to a daughter who cared for her terminally ill mother, battling stage 2 lung cancer. The realization dawned upon the dispatcher. He had been communicating with someone who had passed away. The sense of disbelief mingled with terror as dispatcher Dalton grappled with the horrifying truth. The calls from the empty house were not cries for help from the living, but unsettling echoes from the realm of the deceased. A shiver crawled down his spine, realizing the profound and inexplicable nature of his interactions with a departed soul. The realization sent shivers down his spine, casting a shadow of inexplicable dread over his once ordinary days. The encounters with the otherworldly had pierced the veil between the living and the dead, leaving a haunting and indelible mark on dispatcher Dalton's soul. In a small town, a group of police officers faced unimaginable terror during their night shift. As the quiet darkness enveloped the station, an unsettling chill hung heavy in the air. Suddenly, a bone-chilling sound pierced the silence, echoing from outside. It was as if something or someone was clawing at the doors of the police station. To their horror, the main door began to violently shake as if a powerful force was trying to wrench it open. The officers' hearts raced with fear as the door creaked and groaned, defying all logic by opening forcefully, seemingly of its own accord. Frightened and bewildered, the officers sprang to their feet, their faces etched with pure terror. None dared to approach the door, frozen in disbelief and sheer dread. The atmosphere crackled with an otherworldly energy, sending shivers down their spines. Amidst the spine-chilling chaos, the officers fumbled for their mobile phones, desperate to capture this surreal and terrifying moment. Trembling hands held up phones, recording the inexplicable scene unfolding before their eyes. Their voices quivered with fear as they exchanged bewildered glances, trying to make sense of the unfathomable. The fear that gripped them was tangible, each second feeling like an eternity as they grappled with the sheer horror of the paranormal intrusion. The encounter left the officers shaken to their core, their belief in the unknown cemented by this harrowing experience. The inexplicable force that invaded their sanctuary lingered as a haunting reminder of the unfathomable mysteries lurking in the shadows of the night. Hold on to your seats as we reveal a bone-chilling encounter that even the bravest officers struggled to explain. In a quiet suburban neighborhood, a municipal officer responded to a call that unraveled into a harrowing encounter with the unknown. Arriving at the home of a distressed family, the officer entered what initially appeared to be an ordinary living room. The parents, both educators, stood tense and worried, desperate for help in finding their missing teenage daughter. As the parents shared heart-wrenching details about their runaway daughter, a bone-chilling moment disrupted the uneasy calm. The older daughter's trembling voice pierced the air, abruptly pointing towards the hallway, calling out, "Grandma!" Her sudden exclamation echoed with a mix of fear and surprise, sending shivers down the officer's spine. In a state of panic, the husband, startled by the mention of his deceased mother, sprinted down the corridor, frantically calling out for her. His urgent cries reverberated through the house. When he returned, his face was etched with a blend of disbelief and fear. As he turned to the officer, desperation in his eyes, inquiring if the officer had seen his mother. Trembling, the husband unveiled a haunting truth. His mother had passed away a year prior, yet they frequently witnessed her spectral presence, a ghostly presence traversing the very halls of the house they now stood in. The family recounted numerous sightings of her ethereal figure, moving silently as if she were still very much a living part of their home. The officers' senses were overwhelmed by this unearthly revelation. The officers' discomfort grew as they listened, feeling an unsettling unease creeping into their bones. Swiftly conducting the report-taking, the officer opted to finish the process outside the unsettling confines of the haunted house. A chill traveled down the officer's spine, an inexplicable realization settling in, affirming the perplexing nature of the paranormal. As the officer departed from that haunting abode, a sense of disquiet lingered. The inexplicable sight of a deceased grandmother's ghostly presence loitering within the home had added an extra layer of terror to an already unsettling situation. It was an encounter that defied the bounds of rational explanation, leaving a lingering sense of foreboding that haunted the officers' thoughts long after they had left the haunted home behind. The experience was a stark reminder of the unknown and the chilling mysteries that hide in the shadows of our reality. Get ready for a hair-raising story that will send shivers down your spine and keep you on the edge of your seat. During a late-night shift, a police officer was stationed at the security post, accompanied by another officer. The time was nearing 2:30 in the morning. The station was enveloped in a quiet stillness. As they went about their duties, organizing paperwork and engaging in casual conversation, an inexplicable event shattered the tranquility. A peculiar noise echoed from the direction of the bathrooms, prompting the officers to investigate. Peering in that direction, the first officer witnessed a ghostly male figure, stout in build, moving past their view without acknowledgement, as if on an unwavering path. The figure advanced until reaching the benches, vanishing inexplicably into the walls, leaving the officers bewildered and chilled to the bone. Reacting Acting swiftly, the first officer dashed outside through the glass door, hoping to catch sight of the mysterious figure, but the surroundings remained eerily deserted. Returning inside, shaken by the inexplicable encounter, the officers recounted the spine-tingling incident to the on-duty lieutenant. To their horror, the lieutenant confirmed the bone-chilling truth. The apparition they saw matched the description of Officer Brown, who had tragically passed away at the very security post several years before the current officer's assignment. The realization sent a shiver down their spines, realizing they had encountered the spectral presence of a deceased colleague. The ghostly encounter left an indelible mark on both officers, a haunting reminder of the inexplicable mysteries lurking within the walls of the station during the dead of night. As we progress, the encounters get even more chilling, revealing a side of policing you've never seen before. One fateful night in Garden City, Georgia, a routine patrol took a spine-chilling turn for a police officer. The officer spotted a car driving erratically, careening dangerously through the streets. Attempting to enforce the law, the police signaled the driver to stop, but instead, the car accelerated, igniting a heart-pounding chase. As the pursuit intensified, the police glimpsed the driver only briefly, unable to make out distinct features in the speeding vehicle. The chase grew more intense as the driver recklessly swerved across the roads, weaving dangerously through traffic in a frantic attempt to evade capture. The high-speed chase careened into a field, reaching a perplexing climax. Astonishingly, as the police approached a fence, the driver showed no signs of slowing down. In a mind-boggling turn of events, the car passed through the barrier as if it were a mere illusion, leaving the officers dumbfounded. The inexplicable scene unfolded as the car vanished into thin air, defying all laws of physics. The officers stood in shock, their minds struggling to comprehend the impossible. The driver, the car, gone without a trace, disappearing into the night as if swallowed by the very fabric of reality. The unsettling disappearance left the officers shaken to the core, grappling with the inexplicable events they had just witnessed. The air hung heavy with a sense of the uncanny, a chilling reminder of the unknown and the inexplicable forces that lurk beyond our comprehension. The inexplicable vanishing act haunted the officers' thoughts, lingering as an indelible reminder of the night they encountered a phenomenon that defied all rational explanation. The mysterious incident in Garden City remained etched in their minds, an unsettling testament to the enigmatic and the unexplained. The final encounter is the most shocking of them all. Brace yourself for a paranormal experience that defies explanation. In a quiet neighborhood, 3 law enforcement officers hurriedly responded to an alarming call from concerned residents. A neighbor had reported disturbing noises echoing from a nearby house, sparking fear and suspicion. Little did they know, they were about to plunge into a harrowing encounter with the paranormal. Upon arriving at the scene, they found themselves facing a house enveloped in an unsettling silence. Inside, a group of young adults, led by a 20-year-old woman named Camilla, had engaged in a questionable activity, an ominous session with a Ouija board. What began as a curious endeavor took a dark turn as the night unfolded. Camilla's friends recounted the unnerving events. Suddenly, Camilla's behavior shifted erratically, her demeanor turning wild and untamed. Inexplicable forces seemed to take hold of her, thrusting her into a state of unpredictability and distress. With escalating fear, Camilla locked herself in a room, unleashing bone-chilling screams that reverberated through the walls. The officers were gripped by an overwhelming sense of dread as Camilla's shrieks pierced the air, each one more haunting and disturbing than the last. Her voice warped into an unearthly sound, sending shivers down their spines. The sheer terror in her screams resonated with a malevolent force beyond comprehension, an entity that seemed to have ensnared her very soul. Desperate attempts to communicate with Camilla proved futile as her cries grew more guttural and unearthly. The officers, rattled to the core, were paralyzed by the terrifying spectacle unfolding before their eyes. The sinister influence over Camilla left an indelible mark, instilling pure terror into all who bore witness. The chilling encounter with the malevolent force through Camilla's screams lingered in the officers' minds long after they departed. It stood as a haunting reminder of the perilous consequences of delving into the unknown, leaving a lingering fear of the unexplainable and the sinister forces that lurk beyond our comprehension. Whoa! Wasn't that a roller coaster of scares? Thanks for joining us on this hair-raising journey through the top 10 terrifying paranormal police encounters. Did any of these spine-chilling stories send shivers down your spine? Let us know in the comments below which encounter made your heart race or left you questioning the unknown. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more bone-chilling content. Stay safe out there, and remember, the unexplained may be closer than you think. Until next time, stay vigilant, and may you never encounter the unknown in the dead of night.